Hi everyone, and welcome back to Cloud BI Academy. I hope you are enjoying this Python Mastery series. Before starting today's session, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever written a Python program and suddenly realized that your file has become 500 lines, 1000 lines, or even more? Maybe you have login code, database code, report generation code, API code, and email code all inside one file. And after a few days, when you open that file again, you don't even know where a particular piece of code is located. If this has happened to you, then don't worry. Every Python developer faces this problem. And this is exactly why Python provides something called modules and packages. So today's topic is extremely important because this is where we move from writing beginner level programs to writing professional industry standard applications. By the end of this video, you will understand what is module, why module are needed, what is a package, difference between module and packages, how Python find imported files, how real companies organize projects, interview question, and complete practical demonstrations. And most important, I will explain everything with real world examples so that even if you are completely new to Python, you will understand it. So let's begin. So before learning module, let's understand the problem they solve. Imagine you are building an e-commerce application like Amazon, and this application need user login, product management, payment processing, email notification, reports, database operation. Now imagine putting everything into a single file. Can you imagine how messy this becomes? So have you ever opened your old code after 1 month or wondered who wrote this code? So most developers laugh because it happened to everyone. So this problem is called code organization problem, and module solve this problem. So let's understand what is module. So module, in the simplest way possible, a module is nothing more than a Python file. Yes, that's it. Many students think module is a some advanced concept, but actually this is a simple file. For example, here I have create a new file, okay, and let's rename as student.py. Okay, so this is a one module. Let's create one more file, employee.py. Okay, so these are the modules, student.py, employee.py. So these, and it means any file ending with .py, it is called as module. Now let's understand in a real life example. Imagine your house, you have different room like bedroom, kitchen, living room, study room. Why don't we keep everything in a one room? because organization become difficult. Similarly, instead of keeping all code inside one file, we divided code into different files. Each file handles one responsibility. This is called modular programming. Let's discuss this because interviewer often ask this question. Suppose your company has 10 developers. One developer work on login page, one developer works on payment page, one developer works on reports, one developer works on APIs. So if everyone work in the same file, so we are getting conflicts, errors, difficult to maintain us. But with modules, each developer can work independently, and that's why every real project uses modules. So let's start with some demo. We have completed enough theory, so let's see this in practically. So for example, I can create one new file, or we can say that a new module, calculator.py. Okay, and I have put here some code. Okay, so in this calculator.py, we have added add, subtract, and you can add multiple, divide based on your thing. Okay, so here we have created two reusable functions. So this file itself is called as module. Let's save it. Okay, now create another file, and I can put name as a main.py. Okay, and here I have import calculator. Okay, print. Now let's run this one. Okay, so we are getting our results. Now understand this line by line, what happening on code. Okay, so this is in while we start with our first line. Okay, so in step 1, find file name calculator.py. Okay, after finding the file name, this file is loaded into memory calculator.py, and then in step 3 we execute our code and make function available, and fifth and last step is allow us to use those function. So now you understand what import actually does. Okay, so do you think there is only one way to import modules? No, let's explore. I create one more file here, that is math.py. Okay, so here we have put import and math. So if I run this one, so we are getting a square of 60. Okay, so here what happened, we imported the entire module. Therefore, we must use this math dot square. Okay. Second method, from math import square and print square 60. Okay. So here we have only square function was imported. So no need to write math dot square. So this is the first method I can put here, so easily you can understand. Method 1, this is your method 2, and next important one, method 3. So here import math as a m. Okay, print. Here I can put square, we have already done, so m dot pi. Okay, let's run this one. So we are getting pi value. So companies often use aliases, especially in data engineering. Okay, so for example, I can show you something. Import pandas as pd. Okay, import numpy as a np. So let's revisit one by one. So in first method we imported entire module. Okay, in second method, here we have only square function was imported. Okay, and this fourth one is, third and fourth is using aliases. So next thing is, have you ever used a calculator, or we can say that calendar or clock? So Python already provide these kinds of functionalities, so that's why this is called built-in module. So our next file is related to the built-in module. So let's explore one by one. For example, we required factorial details. Okay, I can, so here import math print math dot factorial 5. So for 5 factorial we are getting 120. So how we getting 120? So factorial means I can show you some example here so you can get that idea what I'm explaining here. So factorial means 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Okay, so if you multiply, we are getting 120. Okay, so this is one important. Next is related to the import date time and current time. So this is heavily we can say that this is most of the time we are using in our ETL data engineering logging system automation. Okay, so this is basically importing the current date time. So for example, this is the 1st June. Okay, 9:56 a.m. So this is the example of built-in module. Okay, let's understand with third-party module. So everything cannot be built in by Python itself. Sometimes we need additional functionality. That's where third-party module comes in the picture. So, for example, pandas. Okay, it is a library for data manipulation and analysis. NumPy, it is library for numerical computing and working with array. Then requests. So request is a library for making HTTP request and handling responses. Then Flask, Django, and Beautiful Shop. Okay, so these are created by the Python community. So let's understand how we are installing this one. So open terminal. Okay, I can close this. So for example, this is our terminal. So how we are installing a package? So open terminal. Okay, here we have type pip install request. So pip means package installer for Python. So think of pip like Play Store. Okay, and instead of installing mobile app, you install Python packages. So this analogy helps beginner understand immediately. So this is where most students get confused. That is what is package. Okay. So suppose you have a 20 modules, 30 modules, 50 modules. Will you keep them all in one folder? No. You create folders, correct. That folder is called a package. So here you have seen math underscore utilities dot py string utilities dot py. Okay. So what is utilities? First question in our mind. So answer is package. So this interaction increase engagements. Now let's understand module versus package. So we can say that module is your file, okay, and package is your folder. Module contain code and package contain module. So in one sentence we can say that module is your file where we have kept code, okay. Package is your folder where we have kept module. So suppose you work as a data engineer and project structure may look like something like that. So each folder is a package, project, database, API. These all are packages. So this is exactly how enterprise application are designed. Now let's understand some interview question, or we can say that prepare some interview questions. So let's revise it. So go through one by one. So first is what is a package? So simple answer is a collection of related modules organized inside a folder. Okay. Next important question asked by interviewer, difference between module and package. So you can say that module is a file and package is a folder containing a multiple modules. Next important is why use modules. So modules is uses for code reusability, maintainability, scalability, team collaboration, and easy debugging. So if anybody asks like why you use modules, so you can provide these things: code reusability, maintainability, scalability, and team collaboration and easy debugging. So before ending this video, okay, I want you to remember one thing: when beginners write Python, they focus only on making code work. But professional developers focus on making code organized, reusable, maintainable. So module and packages help us achieve exactly that. So if you understand today's topic, comment below I understand modules and package now. And also tell me which topic should I cover next in Python mastery series. I personally read every comment and try to create video based on your learning needs. Thank you for being part of this learning journey. Keep learning, keep practicing, keep growing, and I will see you in next class. Happy coding.